Alrighty, what is up, everyone? My name is Brendan Dopp. If you're new here, I teach you everything that you need to know about print on demand and Etsy. I have an entire playlist and tutorial on my channel where I walk you through step by step on everything that you need to do to get your shop up and running and to start making daily sales starting today. So go check that out if you haven't yet, as well as if you aren't a part of my Facebook group. It's called Print on Demand Warriors. The link is in the description. Make sure you go and join the group because it's a great community to be a part of with like-minded people who are doing the same thing as you. And it's a place where you can find answers to your questions that you can't necessarily find on Google. So highly recommend it. For those of you that are tuning in now, Mary, we have you here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Just let me know if the audio's off or if the video's not working for you so we can make sure the stream goes smoothly. And thank you so much for tuning in today. So I'm going to be sharing a few thoughts that I have. Maybe we'll wait for a few more people to get on, Mary, and then we'll get started. But I'll share a few thoughts and then I will be answering any questions that you have. So make sure you throw your questions in the live chat and I'll be answering those questions for you. So I want to make this time as valuable as possible for you and make it as useful as possible for you. So please start asking your questions in the live chat and we'll wait for a few more people to jump on. We got 3 people here now. And then we will get started. So we got a few more people. Isam, good to have you here. Alrighty, so I'll go ahead and share my thoughts while we wait for more people to get on, then they can go and rewatch if they'd like. So first thing I want to talk about is the importance of respecting other sellers, especially on the Etsy marketplace. I know in my videos I talk a lot about looking at other shops that have bestsellers and then to gain inspiration from them. And when I say that, I mean gain inspiration from them. You never copy their design, and you also never copy their images, their mock-up photos, or copy paste their SEO or their descriptions. There's so much space on Etsy to be creative and to do your own thing, but just to gain inspiration from other sellers. And I can't stress that enough. Make sure you're doing your own work and doing your own thing. You will have more appreciation for that once someone copies your design or your listing, and you'll really understand why it's so important, because it's very frustrating as a seller if you spend all this time putting all this work into this really nice design that does really well, and then someone goes and rips it off. It's just not that respectful. So I just urge you to be respectful of other sellers, do your own thing, but gain inspiration from doing your trend research. And I hope that kind of can set true to you and can make sense to you. You got to respect others. Next thing I want to talk about is, okay, we got a few more people here. Thanks guys for tuning in. So the next thing I want to talk about is how Etsy has the potential to become a great stream of passive income. It really can be. It's still possible and has still so much potential in 2021 to make money online, especially on the Etsy marketplace. And this is coming from myself, who started just over a year ago now and have turned this into my main thing. So there is so much possibility on Etsy as long as you're willing to put in the work and do the groundwork. It takes time. You're not going to start getting sales overnight. It will take time, but if you're willing to put in the work and be persistent, you will see success. It's just a matter of time and doing the experimenting and figuring out what works for you. With that being said, though, I want to talk about the importance of being your own boss and kind of my experience of tasting entrepreneurship. Before doing Etsy, I was working in the tourist industry, as a tour guide, and I enjoyed my job, but I was trading my time for money. And so the only time I was making money was when I was at work and working. But with the beauty of Etsy and selling online is you can make money 24 hours of the day. You can make money while you're sleeping. You can make money while you're out enjoying time doing your hobbies or spending time with your family. And it was when I tasted that, when I woke up to sales, or when I came back to sales after out hiking or whatever it was, doing whatever hobby it was, I really realized the potential of this. And also with selling on the Etsy marketplace, there is no cap, or anything with entrepreneurship. There's no cap to how much you can make if you're willing to put in the time. And that's the biggest advantage of being self-employed and doing your own thing. It's extremely scalable. But with that being said, you need to find a balance. You have to have a balance in order to be happy. At the end of the day, the most important thing is your own happiness and spending time on things that are extremely important, such as spending time with your family and close relationships. You have to have a balance. So there's a few thoughts I want to share with this. Um, the first thing is, so I mentioned a little bit, you got to be productive. I mentioned this in my Facebook post a few days ago, is being productive and not busy in order to accomplish your goals. But with that, it's important to have balance. You need to have strong work ethic, but also a strong rest ethic. So you have to have a strong work ethic, but you also need to have a strong rest ethic in order to be happy, and that's super important. And you have to persevere in order to succeed, but you can't persevere if you burn out. So you can't burn out, or else you will not be able to be creative and really reach your full potential and do your best work on Etsy and with your own personal business. So, well, I guess my message with all this is just you need to find balance in what you do. Yes, you gotta hustle and do the work to get sales and to get your shop up and running. But with that, you need to find a balance so that you can be your best. So I hope that helps you guys and it rings true to you. So we have a few more people tuning in here. Thank you, everyone. So I'm just sharing a few thoughts, and then I'm going to answer questions that you have. So please ask your questions in the live chat now, and I will be answering any questions that you have that will best help you on your selling journey or really in related to anything. I want to help you the best I can. If I don't have an answer for you, I will get you the answer either in the Facebook group or in the comment section of this video afterwards. Alrighty, so we got Mary here. Have you had any issues with rallying yourself when you were getting started? Definitely, Mary. It takes a lot of motivation to get started and to stay consistent on Etsy, and it's easy to feel discouraged, especially when you're not seeing results. If you're not seeing a lot of traffic or if you're not seeing a lot of sales, it's easy to be discouraged. Well, the biggest thing is you just got to set a goal. What are you going to accomplish today? Whether it be, okay, I just got to do one listing a day, if that's what's going to work best for you, or if you got to do two listings a day, or if you have a higher mark, five listings a day, whatever it is, set your goal and work your best. Work your best to be able to reach that goal. So that you can in a way have accountability and rally yourself. But you'll have days where you're discouraged, Mary. That's normal. As humans, that's normal to feel discouraged some days, to have downs, to have ups. You don't really know what happiness feels like if you had never felt not being happy. So you will have your ups and downs, but you just got to push through them and stay as productive as possible and do the best that you can. So just keep with it, Mary. You're doing awesome. Any other questions from you guys? Please throw them up in the live chat now. And I am answering questions for you that will best benefit you. So until I get more questions, I'll be answering some questions that I have received often on my channel lately. And then we will wait for more questions to come in. So the first question I have is, do you add the cost of additional items to your free shipping cost? So my last pricing strategy video that I did, I talked about offering free shipping and then building the cost of shipping into your shipping cost or into your price point of your shirt or your sweatshirt. But then you'll notice on Printful, they charge an additional dollar or $2 per item. For me, I don't include that in the shipping cost of my price point for my shirt because anytime a customer buys an item, if they buy one item or two items or three items, they're still going to pay in. I guess they're going to still pay the shipping cost of $4 or $5, whatever I have built in. So I don't need to worry about the additional cost. So I just build in the additional cost of the shipping into my price point when I'm offering free shipping on my listings. And that's specific mostly to t-shirts and sweatshirts. If I'm selling mugs or things that are more expensive to ship, I will charge for shipping on those specific products just because they're so expensive to ship. To have a competitive price point, you almost have to you have to set up where you're charging for shipping. All right, a few more questions coming in here. I'm about to send my computer to repair. They said it'll take about 3 weeks. I'm just getting into making my late thankful stuff and really Christmas stuff. How early do you start Christmas listings? Yeah, I apologize. Your computer's going into repair, but hopefully they'll be able to get it fixed for you so that you can get it back and get back to work. Alternative option is possibly go work at a public library or somewhere or ask a friend to borrow their computer. For listings, when you should plan, I plan 3 or 4 months in advance of the holiday to get my listings up. So you should already be working on your Thanksgiving designs, your Halloween designs, and then pretty soon start working on your Christmas design. It's never too early. Etsy listings will expire after 4 months, so you can kind of gauge it that way. But it's smart to get your listings up in advance so that they can start gaining momentum and start ranking and start selling and start getting reviews in hopes that you'll receive a bestseller badge before the holiday comes. Because the biggest challenge you will have with holidays is you have a cutoff date or you have a deadline where you have to get items ordered and shipped before the holiday happens. So you will have a deadline 2 or 3 weeks out. So you need to consider that for when getting listings up. You have to get them up in advance so that people will buy them a few weeks before the actual holiday so that they can receive their product in time. But yeah, right now I am working on my Thanksgiving designs, my Halloween designs, and soon we'll start working on our Christmas designs. Ideally, I would start working on Christmas designs now, but we're just so swamped with everything else. But now is the time to start designing for the holidays. Quarter four is the best time to really make good money on Etsy. Okay, is it better to sell higher ticket items instead of like t-shirts, mugs, or hoodies? Curious to know what high ticket items you are referring to. Obviously, the higher ticket items, the better if they sell because you have a bigger and better margin. But on the Etsy marketplace, t-shirts and sweatshirts and hoodies sell so well on Etsy. You'll have daily sales easily if you get a good design on a t-shirt or sweatshirt because people are always looking for a new shirt or a new sweatshirt, and especially with the holidays. But my biggest tip for you, Iris, is to just experiment, see what works best for you. Have some lower ticket items like some t-shirts or whatever it is, and then try and experiment with some higher ticket items. I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to in the POD space for high ticket items, but unless you're talking about like wall prints or whatever it is. But yeah, just experiment and see what works best for you. Okay. Love designing t-shirts. I add 1 to 2 per week, and after 5 months, have only 3 sales. I advertise now $5 a day and have some likes. So, what am I missing? What about social media promotion? Do you do this? Awesome question. First question is um, so you've been on Etsy for 5 months, so you're still fairly new to Etsy, very new compared to other shops. And if you're only doing 1 to 2 items per week, that's a great start. But your listing count, I would guess, is fairly low. So you have a very small net in the ocean right now. You got to build out your listing count to be found more often. And I suggest if you can, I know lifestyle is different. And if you're working a job right now outside of Etsy, it's harder to find balance and time with work and family. But if you can do 1 to 2 listings a day, that will really significantly increase your listing count, which will increase your traffic because more people will find you and will have a higher chance of you being found. With running ads, my kind of tip I have for running ads is I don't run ads until I have a design that is winning and is trending and doing really well, and then I will go and scale it. Otherwise, you can easily just burn money, light money on fire if you're running ads. Um, but if you have extra money to spend, then it's okay. But if you're kind of scarce with your money right now, I suggest just working and focusing on getting your listings up, building out your listing count, improving your mock-up photos, improving your SEO, getting your whole shop built out. If you want to know exactly how to get your whole shop built out, go back and refer to my videos. I walk you through all of that. But just be patient and stay consistent, and sales will come. I didn't really start seeing momentum until 10 months in or so, where I was like making significant amount of sales every single day. So just keep with it. Really, you'll start to see success you as you're just persistent. Okay. And then last part of your question there, what about social media promotion? Do you do this? I don't do any social media promotion. I experimented with Pinterest in the beginning of my days, and we started an Instagram account for our shop. But because I'm a general store, it was difficult to really niche down and have a really specific brand to where it didn't make sense for me to do Instagram. And then Pinterest, I wasn't seeing enough results for it to really make much sense either. So I put my time and money other places. Yeah, just biggest tip: create really good high professional designs that are trending. Do your trend research, have good SEO, proven SEO, and just stay consistent and sales will come. I raise my prices in order to run sales. Do you think a 20% off is a good enough? Or do you do more? 20% off is a perfect amount. Really, it's just the idea to show that you're running a sale, that it's discounted, that your customer will save a few dollars. And when they see that, and especially in search results, Etsy will show it that the original price and the sale price. And then when they click through it, they'll see how much the customer will see how much they're saving. 20% is a great start. And smart build increasing your price to run your sale. That's exactly what I do. I have Halloween up and most of Thanksgiving. Awesome job. So you are ahead of the game. Just keep adding Halloween and Thanksgiving all throughout the next few months, even up to Halloween, and sales will continue to increase for you. Okay. And also start on Christmas. If you have time, start on Christmas. All right. If you're finding value in this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. And if you haven't joined my Facebook group yet, Print on Demand Warriors, make sure you go and do that. The link is in the description. Next question. Um, let's see here. What is a good starting hoodie price? So really my biggest tip I can give you on hoodie prices is find the cost of the hoodie on Printful, or if you're selling on Printify, go to Printify. And then I would, starting out, increase your price so you're making at least $5 per item. And I use the E-Rank profit calculator. I always talk about this in my videos. And to get the exact price point after all fees and material cost and shipping, and I would start with to where you're just making $5. And then once you get a listing that starts to do well, you can shortly or slowly increase the price until you find that sweet point. Okay. But hoodies will sell easily for $40 or more on Etsy. And then for the crew neck sweatshirts, Gildan 18,000 crew neck sweatshirts, those easily sell between $32 and $38. And hoodies, you can do $40 to $50, depending on how well it's doing. Okay. I have an idea. What would you think about doing a 1 month challenge in your Facebook group? Something like first week, post two a week, second week, post five a week, last 2 weeks, post 10 a week. Awesome idea, Mary. I love that idea and I will definitely implement that. That's a really cool idea. Thank you for the suggestion. So yeah, if you guys ever have any suggestions on like things that will better help you with our Facebook group, that will be more beneficial for you, things that aren't working, things that could improve upon. Same with my channel, things that aren't working, things that you need to see. I know I have a lot of video suggestions that I'm slowly working on. I've recently upgraded gear, so I'm able to create more content, more streamlined and more quickly. So I'm planning on doing that. But any suggestions you guys have, I'd love to hear them so that we can make our community as strong as possible and to make it as beneficial as possible. But love the idea, Mary. Thank you. Or something like that to help get some momentum going for the holidays. Cool. Great idea, Mary. Okay, thank you for saying that because other people say not to sell t-shirts or mugs. So Iris, 100% t-shirts and sweatshirts and mugs sell very well on Etsy. I promise you they'll sell all day long for you as long as you have a winning design that's trending. But again, just experiment, see what works best for you and see what you like best. If I want to change something, if I want to change something like a price or design on a shirt, do I change it in Printify, Printful, and it will link up with Etsy, or do I change it in Etsy? Okay, so if you want to change a design, you will need to do that on your print provider side so that the print file is correct. Either Printful or Printify, you'll need to change the print file first and then push that to Etsy. And then you will need to redo your mockups if you're creating your own mockups because the mockups that will get pushed from Printful or Printify will just be the generic mockups that they push, which I don't recommend using because you can get better click through rate with using mockups that you purchase off Etsy. So you'll need to change it on both, but I'd change the print file on your print provider and then go and redo all of your mockups using the Over app is what I like to use. It's really easy, really user friendly, especially if you have limited graphic design skills. And then edit all of your mockups and then re-add your photos. When a listing expires and you don't renew it, can you renew it at a later time? Yes, you can. You can renew it at any time you would like. You just go and go to your listings and then select the ones that you want to renew and then hit renew. And then you can select if you want it to manually renew or automatically renew. It's up to you, but I like to have them manually renew. That way I can just decide what ones I want to renew or not. And if they're doing well, then I'll renew them, or if they have a few sales or not, I will renew them. But if they're getting no traffic, I'll consider changing the SEO or changing up the design before I renew it. And what's cool with Etsy too is you can turn on your stats so you can see total sales, total favorites of that listing. So you can see how it's performing before you renew an item. But you can renew it at any time. Mary, I'd love to do that challenge soon, like now. Okay, awesome. I will talk that over and figure out a good challenge that we can do, Mary, and then implement that into our Facebook group. I took my best sellers and made mugs this week. Awesome job. That is exciting. So, th- to mention on that, a note on that, that is the smartest thing you can do is when you gain, if you get a bestseller badge, or if you just have a listing that's performing really well, if it's selling daily, multiple times a day, you need to double down on it and put that design on multiple different products. So if it's selling on a t-shirt, it will sell on a hoodie. If it's selling on a hoodie, it will sell on a tank top. If it's a design that will work for a mug, you can throw it on a mug, but double down on it, figure out ways to take it and just tweak it slightly and then to improve upon it a little bit or just to change it in some way so it's similar idea behind it, but then you can tweak it just a smidge to get another listing up. So really smart idea. Another thing you can do too when you have a winning design that's doing really well is consider duplicating that listing and then maybe changing up the SEO slightly, and then experimenting with different mock-up photos as your thumbnail photo and see what one performs better. That way you'll have another listing in the C where people can find it, as well as you can see maybe this thumbnail photo with this mock-up will get better clicks than this one. And then you'll have the double traffic and double income with that specific design if it's already doing well. So awesome idea. And congrats on having bestsellers, and it sounds like you're selling well. So awesome job there. Hi, Brandon. How to enter niches with high competition? Example, Halloween. Can you explain how best to break down such niches so that you have a chance to set your design in front of customers? Perfect. So the only way you can compete in really popular niches or really saturated niches is to trend combine. You have to trend combine in order to set yourself apart. So if you just do a generic Halloween shirt that just says Halloween or whatever it is, it'll be difficult to compete. But you need to figure out creative, unique ways to trend combine with using popular color palettes, with using popular design schemes. So, like, just an example I like to use always is like retro fonts, and then also double niching. So, taking like mothers or moms and combining it with coffee, or with or like dads with golfing or whatever it is. Um, you got to figure out ways to trend combine and make a really good design that has popular colors, and so that it will set yourself apart. But you got to be unique with your designs, and you can't ever just copy another seller's design. Never do that, because they're already winning the game there. So you got to set yourself apart. But yeah, my best answer for you there is just trend combine, figure out ways to really make a unique design that will set yourself apart by taking two separate niches or three separate niches, a couple different fonts, and then combine it with a really popular font style into one design. Having similar flat lay mockup for all designs, which makes the shop look neat. Mixed mockups as a thumbnail, flat lay model, which one is best? I've seen shops do well with both out of box, so they do both. For me personally, what I like to do is I will have, if I want to have a flat lay, I'll have a flat lay photo to showcase a shirt color, and then the rest will be models, or vice versa. So I'll have all models, and then, or all flat lays and then just one model, whatever it is. But I do like to have a mock-up for each color that I'm offering. So if I'm doing four different colors or five different colors or three different colors, whatever it is, I like to have a mock-up photo with a model wearing it or a nice flat lay for all colors. I think that's the most important thing. But I don't think it's going to be a game changer in your shop if you do all flat lays or if you do all model mock-ups. But I do think people like to see the product worn on someone. They like to imagine it on someone, and so having at least one model mock-up is smart to have. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Can you see my? I'm needing to rally myself. I got everything set up and really could use a push to get some good momentum going. Awesome, Mary. We'll get that implemented shortly. Which dropship site do you prefer? So I love Printful. Printful is my favorite. Their quality is really good. Yes, they are a little more expensive, but I feel like there's more quality control. You will occasionally get those few odd items that the customer gets the wrong item or it's poorly printed, but very rarely happens. My experience with Printify is I've just had more. I've had less quality control on the Printify side of things, as well as customer support on Printful. I feel like it's easier to get in contact with someone and to work with someone. Then just the platform itself is really user friendly, and there's a lot of neat insights on your business and your products on the Printful dashboard, where you can really see how listings are doing, what your best sellers are. You can see your total profits, total revenue. All of that is on Printful, so it's really nice as a seller, I think, where Printify doesn't really have that. So I'm biased to Printful. I love Printful, but Printify, you will have cheaper prices. You just have to find the correct print provider. They're going to have the difference between Printful and Printify is Printful, they're doing all of the printing and shipping themselves. Printify is kind of the middleman between us and the print provider. So they have a lot of different print providers from all over who are doing the printing and shipping and then doing it and then shipping the item to the customer. But Printful is doing it themselves. So they're a little bit more accountable for what they do. So I feel like they take more pride in quality control in that. But if you find a good print provider on Printify, I highly recommend them. SwiftPod and Monster Digital is a good one. or two good ones that I've had success with, but there's a few you need to be careful of. So I would do your research, just Google what print providers you recommend or stay away from on Printify if you decide to go with them. How important is the Etsy description? Do we just include basic product information, etc.? Is it good to be found on Google? So I think a description is very important. It's not going to be your most important piece of your listing. Your mock-up photos and your design will be your most important, as well as the SEO. But having a description is very important. And if you want to know how to create a really good description that will help convert your customers, go to my How to Create an Etsy Listing video on my channel, and I walk you through exactly how to do that and the things that I recommend you have in it. Just a few things is the shirt that you're selling or the sweatshirt that you're selling, whatever product it is, include that in your description. Include your shipping and processing times. Customers like to know that, as well as include just simply how to place an order on your store. It sounds very basic and obvious and like unnecessary, but it does help with conversion, especially for someone that may not be familiar with ordering on Etsy, especially if you're doing personalization or something. Those are some major things I would include. Some add-on things you can do is like feedback. If you're happy with your item, please give us feedback, and if you have any issues, please give us the chance to resolve anything and reach out to us before leaving negative feedback. That's another thing you can add in your description, but I think it's beneficial to have a really good description. And again, go just look at my How to Create an Etsy Listing and I'll walk you through that. Okay. Do you list one color per listing? Do you think it's a better idea to get more views? So that is a strategy you can do. It will build out your listing count more and give you more opportunities to be found. For me personally, I don't do one color per item. I will just do two to five the most per item. But if I have a listing that's doing well, then I'll consider maybe breaking it down into separate different colors that are separate different listings, just to experiment. But for me, I think either way will do well, but I would never have more than five listings, five list or five color options. Five colors is pushing it. I would just keep it to two to three for ideal numbers. Okay, what do you find are the best selling color shirts besides black? So interestingly enough, when I first started out, I had the idea to offer all colors, 20 plus different colors, and I would have it all personalizable. So it was an absolute nightmare. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea. Um, and what was interesting with that, the colors that people would always choose were black, white, those were always the primary ones that would sell really well. And then often people will buy like athletic heather for t-shirts, for sweatshirts. Navy will sell fairly often, and then in the fall time, maroon sells fairly well. But really, black and white tend to sell the best on Etsy. Mauve is a popular color I'd consider adding for designs, but it really depends on what designs you have and the colors in the designs that will look best on the shirt or the sweatshirt. But yeah, black and white, athletic heather's a popular one. Those all seem to sell really well. Okay, how many colors do you usually do in an ad? I'm sure you've said this in your videos so it doesn't overwhelm the buyers. So again, Mary, I'd have no more than five color options. I'd shoot for two to three color options so that you don't create decision fatigue. Printful customer service is amazing. I 100% agree. They're on most of the time. There's just a few hours of the day where they're not on, but you can reach them in live chat and they'll be willing to help you. If you find a representative that's not helpful, I just close the chat and I'll just I'll reach out again to Printful support and hopefully catch someone else that will be willing to help me. But yeah, they're really good at working with you to make sure you're happy and that your customer's happy. Thank you. Will do. Brennan, if you want to get started on Etsy, can you create good listings and make sales without using a research tool, or can you only succeed if you invest in one? You can 100% have success on Etsy if you do not use, if you, even without using a research tool. So you don't need to spend money on E-Rank or Marmalade or Allure or whatever it is. They can help to find really good niches and really good keywords, but it's not 100% required in order to have success. um, I do majority of my research right on the Etsy marketplace. I'm able to see what's working, what's trending, what's doing well, and then I'll use all of that as inspiration only to create a design 100% of my own. But yeah, you don't, it's not required to invest in a research tool in order to succeed. Awesome. If you guys are finding value in this video, please give it a thumbs up. I will answer just a few more questions, then I will be signing off. If I didn't get to your question, you can ask it in the comment section down below or in my Facebook group. I'll answer those in the next few days. But again, if you're not in the Facebook group, I highly suggest getting into it, especially with our new idea that Mary suggested of doing um, some type of challenge or something. I'll be implementing that. It'll be a great way to help motivate you. But it's called Print on Demand Warriors. The link is in the description. And I'll answer one or two more questions, and then I will be signing off. If there are no more questions, we'll just tune off now. But any last questions from you guys? Thank you for tuning in today. All righty. No more questions. Well, if you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you subscribe. I do new videos once a week, but I plan to do more now that I have new gear. So I usually post a video either Thursday or Friday, and every other week I go live. And then in my Facebook group, I'm posting daily tips. So make sure you jump in there as well. But thank you guys for tuning in. Um, I'll answer this last question, then I will sign off. Do you have another tip on the best way to find good niches? Okay, so my best tip for finding good niches is watching my trend research video. It talks about 5 or 6 free ways to find t-shirt trends. I walk you through the exact steps that I do my trend research every single day. And the few ideas are on the Etsy marketplace, on Amazon, on big POD sites like Redbubble, as well as there's a few others. So go and watch that video, 6 free ways to find t-shirt trends, and I'll show you exactly how to find good niches. Good niches will come from things that are trending. So I do a general store on my Etsy on Etsy. I don't have a specific niche, but you're able to find niches doing the trend research tactics that I teach you in that video. So make sure you go and watch that. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. If I didn't get to your question, please answer it. Or if I didn't get to your question, ask it in the comment section down below, and go and join my Facebook group if you're not in there yet. As well as if you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in. It's fun to chat with you guys and to hopefully help you the best that I can. And remember, just stay consistent, have a balance, find balance, use your time wisely, and sales will come as long as you're always learning, improving, and implementing. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you.